Fitchburg Cultural Council. It is
16,
February 20th.
516.
5:16. It is 5:16 p.m. on February 20th. Yeah. I now call this meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. So the Mass Cultural Council is a public entity. This is Fitchburg's local cultural council, or LLC. Our mission is to elevate our rich cultural life in Fitchburg, and we're put in place by the mayor's office. And we're always looking for new members. We welcome all to join us at any time. We are being recorded, and we are on TV for public access for the future, so everything we say here is being recorded. Our agenda today is we will talk about the grant report and publicity announcement, the treasurer's report, membership, community club expo, FY25 public input, cultural district, invitations, upcoming events. We do not have a quorum as of right now, so we will skip minutes to review. And I ask that anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing and state your name and city of residence.
I'm Daniel Dow. I live in Fitchburg.
Are you recording this meeting?
I am not.
Okay. All right. At this time, I ask that all electronic devices be placed into silent mode. Okay. I invite anyone in the audience who wishes to speak to please approach the podium, identify yourselves by name and address, and identify the agenda item on which you would like to speak. And then you may speak on it for no more than 2 minutes. Would anyone like to?
Tamar had her hand up. And Dan and Lily in the audience, will we have them come and speak when we get to the agenda item for membership, or would you like to do that at the start of the meeting?
You know what? Yeah, let's go in the order of the agenda. I'm a little bit thrown off by this document that I wasn't expecting. First of all, I want to announcement. We're very excited that Joe Bowen is now an official voting member of the Cultural Council again.
Thank you.
I guess that means you're not our ex officio anymore. You are just a voting member.
No longer an ex. I'm back.
Thank you for all your service that you've done thus far, and we're excited that you can vote again with us.
Yep, my pleasure. I'm equally as excited. Thank you.
Are there any other announcements?
Tamar had her hand up. She would like to speak about something.
Go for it, Tamar.
I was just letting everyone know that we have a guest here.
Oh, why, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so first we'll go to grant report. Actually, you know what? James.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. What part of the agenda did you want to speak on?
None. I'm just here to observe.
Great. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, grant report. So I have given you guys both the FY23 and FY24 thus far. Which apparently I don't have a copy of right now.
There's the 23 and the 24.
Thank you. So FY23 is pretty much all finished up. On the bottom are extensions. Sizer School and Zach Boss have relinquished their funds, and we are still. I'm waiting on the grant reports for the grant transactions that happened in January to finish this FY23 to completion. I got this one.
Okay.
For FY24, we have a little bit more than 46% of direct grant agreements sent in, and a little bit more than 50% of the W-9s. I just picked up some more from City Hall, which those who have favored sending it in physically, in which I'll need Shar or Joe, one of you guys, to sign the second part for me since Liz is out this week.
Happy to do that.
All right, great. Yeah, that's our progress for FY24 programs. And then we've been invited. So Thomas Roll is one of our grant recipients. On Thursday, April 11th, they will have he will be performing a musical journey through the years for the Fitchburg Council of Aging at the Senior Center. Reserve your seat by April 7th to the Senior Center. And they have, in this email, Amanda Cook, the Fitchburg principal clerk, has requested that, they would like to invite 2 members of the Cultural Council to attend on, it should be Thursday, April 11th, and attend for lunch. Would any council members be interested or available to attend that? I think that was at noon.
It is April 11th. I can probably do that.
Okay, great. I will let them know.
I'm checking. I'm not sure if I can. Generally, a Thursday is not a good day for me to be in town,
Okay,
but let me see.
sure.
No, I will not be able to attend.
Okay, that's all right.
I appreciate the offer, though.
Excellent. I will let them know. I will join you, Shar.
Excellent.
Okay, what's next on the agenda? Treasurer's report.
Since Liz isn't here,
Yeah, Liz is not here, so we can't vote it. Well, I mean, we can't vote it anyways, but here it is for your records. It is only through December 21st. All right, next up, membership. Did anyone want to speak? Any members of the public want to speak on this agenda? If not, that's totally okay.
I believe that was an invitation for Dan and Lily. If you're interested to introduce yourself to the council, now is the appropriate time to do so.
If you would like to.
I got nervous.
You just need to come up to the podium when you're ready.
Hello, my name is Dan. I've been a resident of Fitchburg for about 15 years, and throughout my time here, I've really thought a lot about community. And Joe Bowen brought it. We were kind of talking about it when I first got here, and I first talked to Joe. The importance of community and supporting community. And for a long time, I've been thinking about the best way, or one of the best ways I could effectively work with my community to help. And help spur and grow local businesses and local assets. And the Cultural Council, what you guys do is essential to our growth and our future. We are an arts community, and anything we could do to spur that growth and support local artists, I find important and vital, and I hold it close to me. And I'd like to do anything I can to help with that process. So it was great to meet you folks, and thanks for the time.
Thank you, Dan.
Hello, my name is Liliana Gomez Fernandez. I am a resident of Fitchburg, and I also have a PhD in government and public management. During my career, I have been fairly interested in local governments, and this might be an opportunity that I can bring either my time to volunteer, some expertise, and I would be very interested to see if I am a good fit, that I can provide something for the community and work with Fitchburg. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. When you, if you guys want, at the end of the meeting, reach out to one of us three, and we'll figure out a time that we can give you a little info session on what's involved with being a member of the Cultural Council.
I'd like to add too, depending on what time the meeting ends tonight, I'm available to give you the orientation or whatever, an understanding of the council tonight, if you're interested.
Great.
Yep.
Anyone else speaking on the in the matter of members? Oh, I did receive an update from Glenn Fossa, which in the last meeting we pre-approved him for sending a referral to the mayor's office for his membership, but he has since looked at his calendar again and realized that he's he's unavailable to be a regular member of the council. But I opened up the invitation for, we're always welcome to have him.
Thank you. I appreciate Glenn for recognizing his inability to commit to the time on it. That's important. We have had historical quorum issues from members joining us and recognizing a little too late that they couldn't make the time commitments.
Yeah. So it's always important.
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, great. Community Club Expo. All right, so, yay. Myself and Monique Reverie from In Town Fitchburg, in collaboration with Fitchburg Creative and Coffee Corp or Young Coffee, we are putting together a Community Club Expo. That will be on the first Thursday of March. So it'll be March 7th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Y. And it's a club fair for adults of different clubs and activities that adults might be interested in. Obviously not inappropriate or anything like that, but you're so often hear about different clubs for students or for school-age children. But what about us adults, and how do we make friends in this age? So it's an opportunity for any niche clubs, as well as places that have classes or host activities, as well as organizations that need volunteers. So I thought it would be really great if the Fitchburg Cultural Council was there. I was interested if anyone would be interested, if any members of the council would be available to have a table with me.
I am also teaching a First Thursday free workshop at Main Street Studios from 3:30 to 5:30 on that same day on dot mandalas. I can come and help after that.
Okay.
I will be in that, and I invite people of all ages to come to that workshop from 3:30 to 5:30. It's free, and I'll be teaching, and I have all kinds of tools that can be used, and so it's a fun, free workshop for everyone.
Thanks, Shara.
And it was funded by the Fitchburg Cultural Council.
It was.
Yeah, Audrey, I'm able to come in the last hour.
Okay,
I
great.
do have a meeting across town that ends at 6, so I'll come right after that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and if anyone is interested in signing up their organization, their club, group, whatever, go to tinyurl.com/ I should have this just memorized. Look up Community Club Expo on Eventbrite or Facebook. Do I have it on the flyer?
No, it's not.
Yeah, the printouts got cut off. This was supposed to be portrait mode, but it's fine.
Happens. It's okay.
Okay, FY25 public input. In regards to every year, the Cultural Council has a public input meeting where we ask the public what are they looking for in arts, culture, science, humanities type of programs in Fitchburg, and then we take that feedback and we apply that to our council priorities, in which during the application season in fall, after those applications are in, we take that into consideration to which programs are eligible for funding. So your feedback is really important. And so this year, Fitchburg Creative is putting together an 01420 week. The name is sort of pending, but that's what we're calling it right now, in which will be April 14th through April 20th, and it'll be kind of similar to in 2022 when we had Fitchburg Art Week, where it'll be just highlighting different events happening every day throughout the city. And so I thought maybe it would be a good opportunity to have our public input meeting land during that week so that it can be part of that marketing. But it is also kind of coming up now, so I don't know if we feel like that it's too close.
April vacation week?
Yes, it is.
Okay. It's not too close for me.
Me neither.
Okay.
What's the date?
Sometime between April 14th and April 20th, and I think that if we do want to go with this, we should choose a date.
Maybe it should be a Thursday, because since we do our meetings on Thursdays.
You mean on Tuesdays?
I mean, on Tuesdays. I meant Tuesday, yes.
Yeah, and I think that is actually the third Tuesday of the month.
It is. We
So-
could combine our monthly meeting with the public input session at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
We would need to relocate because of city council meetings, but
Yeah, it would be really tight.
we can hold it that night.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could.
Okay. All right. So if it is April 16th, that means we will have today is February 20th already, so then we'll have one other meeting before we have the actual public input meeting.
It doesn't usually take a whole lot
Right.
Yeah.
to put that together.
Okay.
Yeah, the public input meetings don't take much to put together. We actually spend more time on the public input component than we do the actual business of the council at that time of year.
Okay. All right, let's try it. So do we want to try for FAM again on the Tuesday, or do we want to try to spice it up and do a different location?
FAM isn't usually open on Tuesdays, are they?
Say that again, Tamar.
I think FAM is closed, aren't they? Mondays, Tuesdays?
Tuesdays? Okay.
Maybe Main Street Studios would be willing to do it. I mean, I know there's the annual meeting tomorrow. Maybe we could ask them then.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, it's just, you need to ask Jesse. We don't need, the board of the Alliance doesn't need to approve that.
I can ask.
Yeah. I think we could just ask Jesse. We don't need to have a meeting about it.
Excellent.
I was just mentioning the meeting because
Yeah.
it's open to all members of the Cultural Alliance.
We have the newest member of the public, or the youngest member of the public ever to show up at a council meeting tonight. Welcome.
Welcome. Is this his first municipal meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We are honored to be your first municipal meeting. Welcome to the Arts and Culture meeting.
All right. I agree.
Yay or nay? Tony, I see that you've come on. I'll go back around to grants in a little bit. Okay. I was also thinking that it might be kind of cool to have it at Mill Street Stage, but obviously we need a rain option, regardless. If that was,
I'm
there.
definitely open to it. I'm not
Yeah.
sure the weather will be cooperative.
Yeah, so maybe we
It
could.
is still early spring in April.
Yeah. It would be nice for, like, you know, that it's a public space that even someone like just driving by or walking by will see that
Yes.
something's happening and hopefully will stop. But yeah, weather.
Yeah, I think Mill Street would be great, and we really need to activate Mill Street.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. Yeah, and then it's next to the cellar, so like if anyone wants to get drinks, that's a possibility. Okay, cool. All right, let's see what we can do about that April 16th, Tuesday, April 16th, 5 p.m.
Can we send out an email to all the members and get feedback, since we don't have quorum and we can't formally vote on it?
We don't need a quorum vote for something like that, but we
No?
can just send an email and get general consensus.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that the vote's more ceremonial than anything else to make sure we're in agreement.
Yeah.
But it's not binding like a financial transaction.
Excellent.
Hello, welcome. Were there any parts in the agenda that you want to speak on? No. All right.
Great.
Of course. Okay, moving on. Oh, the other thing about public input, does anyone want to volunteer to update the survey this year?
If you send it to me, I'll update it.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay. Anyone else, anything else on that agenda point?
Nope.
Great. Okay, I will go back to grants. Tony, did you want to speak about your grant?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Council. Yeah, I have changed my grant, so I was just curious, what's the formal process to request updates to that?
For a grant modification?
Yes.
Basically, just send us an email of your proposal. In theory, if this was a quorum, you could just tell us what your request, but because we don't have a quorum, we wouldn't be able to vote on it anyway, so you might as well just send us an email. And it wouldn't be approved until the following meeting. Or, well, it wouldn't be approved until...
Our next meeting.
Yeah, our next meeting.
Understood. And is it okay if the format is where I maybe provide multiple line items? Because the nature of it has to do with change in performer and potentially change in budget. And just updating some details. I've been working with the university on it. I just need to maybe just clarify, everything that we plan to do. It's still going to meet the criteria, just some changes.
Joe.
If you want, I can speak to that. So, Tony, generally speaking, as long as your grant request, the changes that you're making to your grant request achieve the same goals of the original grant request and does not increase the amount of funds that you would need from us, we would generally approve it. I'm not speaking for the entire council on your particular case, but I'm talking generally. And I think articulating the changes that you need into an email so that the council can clearly understand what you're asking for and being present at the next voting meeting to answer any supplementary questions would be the best course of action for you. In terms of any of the budgetary matters that you are changing, because I did hear you mention that you had a budget change. If it's shifting from one bucket to another, but those buckets are still within the confines of what we support, I don't see a concern for you.
Okay, great. Yep. And I think I heard this is every certain Tuesday of the month. When's the next meeting?
Third Tuesday.
Third. Okay.
Yep. I believe the next meeting is, I want to say it's March 19th. Yes, Tuesday, March 19th at 5 p.m. at the Legislative Building. And Shar, I don't know if you need the application ID number or not, because this could be a general request, but if you do, it's FY24 LCC 63798.
63798.
Yep, that's correct.
I'll put it in there.
Thank you. Any other questions, Tony?
No, just the timelines. I have a meeting tomorrow with Fitchburg State University, so I'll have the email to you by the end of the week, just so you're not wondering where it is.
Fantastic. I'll keep an eye out on it. Is anyone else speaking on this agenda item? This includes members of the public if there's, I don't know, anything that you want to say about it.
Okay. Oh, there was a little audio breakup, but I think you said you're going to just keep an eye out for it near the end of the week.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Your last one was just invitations. Already talked about.
There's the cultural district.
Cultural district is next.
My bad. I'm so sorry. Joe, cultural district, take it away.
Thank you, Tamar.
Audrey.
Yeah, thank you, Audrey. Wow, talk about habit. Welcome as the new chair, Audrey.
Yeah. Well, why? Thank you.
Along with the agenda that was distributed were a couple of documents from the Mass Cultural Council describing the cultural district designation that is available to local cities and towns who are interested in applying for it. There was the details about how the application works and all the different facets that are involved. It is a pretty involved process. And also, there was an article most recently written at the end of January discussing cultural districts in general and how they came to be and some of the benefits. What I would like to do today is, at the end of what I'm saying here, I will be making a motion. This is it is not for a binding vote. This isn't a financial commitment or anything. It's more of a spiritual commitment by the council in support of the efforts of the city applying for cultural district designation within Fitchburg. So I have this prepared, so I'm just going to go through this if that's okay, Madam Chair.
Absolutely.
Great. Cultural districts in Massachusetts were launched in 2011 by an act of the state legislature and are administered through the Mass Cultural Council. These districts serve several important purposes. One is economic growth. Cultural districts drive economic growth by supporting arts, humanities, and science organizations. They attract tourists and entrepreneurs, contributing to the local economy and expanding the tax base for communities. Two, they have distinctive local character. By strengthening the influence of distinctive local character, cultural districts enhance the identity and uniqueness of each community. They celebrate local heritage, traditions, and artistic expressions. And third is quality of life. Cultural districts improve the quality of life for families across Massachusetts. Access to cultural activities, events, and creative spaces enriches the lives of residents and visitors alike. In summary, these districts play a vital role in fostering creativity, promoting tourism, and enhancing community well-being. In 2013, the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance led an effort to apply for a cultural district designation in Fitchburg, and the district comprised pretty much of all of downtown. And they did that along with partnerships, including the City of Fitchburg, Fitchburg State University, the Fitchburg Art Museum, and several other organizations, businesses, and individuals to bring a cultural district to the City of Fitchburg. The Mass Cultural Council held back the granting of a cultural district due to some of the criteria being unmet or not far enough along to qualify. In early 2020, this was at the time I was chair of the Fitchburg Cultural Council, efforts were underway to resubmit the application, and due to COVID, the matter ended up getting shelved. Now, in 2024, the city has progressed further in its readiness to achieve approval, and I am seeking this council's vote to support the city's effort to reapply for a cultural district designation. Some of you may recall Mayor Squalia's plan to bring a cultural district to the city during her inaugural address. I believe support from the Cultural Council will be a welcome addition to that effort. The Fitchburg Cultural Alliance Board has already made a similar commitment of support and is providing application details to the city for further consideration, since the Cultural Alliance did maintain the majority of the materials in the submission for the last application. A vote of support today is not a commitment to take on all the work. This is a long application process that will involve many businesses, organizations, and individuals, as well as lots of public input to define and execute on a new application. With that, I'm now making my motion that the Fitchburg Cultural Council vote to support the city's efforts to bring a cultural district to the city of Fitchburg.
Are we able to do well, since we don't have a quorum, how do we do this?
Well, this isn't like a binding resolution. This is more of a ceremonial type of a commitment. So you treat it like any other vote. You ask for a second, and then people can speak to the motion, and we vote.
All right.
So if you, sorry.
I'll get to you in a second, Tamar. Do we have a second? Unless Tamar wants a second. Tamar is seconding.
Okay.
Where are my hands?
Joe motions, Tamar seconds.
Joe made a motion to support the city's efforts for turning the downtown into a cultural district.
To bring a cultural district to the city of Fitchburg. It may not be in downtown this time around. It depends on what the city wants to do.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it will be modeled after what was attempted in 2013, but that remains to be seen because the public has to get involved, as well as all other businesses and organizations alike.
All right, great. And a second by Tamar.
Nope, I've got that.
Great. Anyone speaking on it? Tamar?
So Joe, in I think the first summer that I was chair was 2021 possibly. And during that summer, we wrote a letter, and it's in the Google Drive in the files where the council was in favor of supporting this. And Tom came and spoke with us. I don't know if you guys remember that. So I would be all in favor of this, and it would be wonderful if we could maybe do that again, have someone come to speak to us about what it actually means, so we could have a speaker talk to the council, so we get a little bit of a deeper education on what it actually means. And I would be all in favor of supporting that, and I think that letter could be re-earthed, and maybe we could use that again as a draft of getting everybody on the same page. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
I just want to say that I am 100% in favor of this. I know that this has been a vision of a lot of the different creative groups within Fitchburg, and I think it would go a long way to our outreach to other communities and our being seen as more than just the Dirty Burg.
Yep, I also am in full support of this. I know that getting designated as a cultural district from the Mass Cultural Council does also give us opportunities for grants as well, and I'm sure some different assistance and whatnots and opportunities from Mass Cultural Council by having a certain area of Fitchburg cultural designation. All right, anyone else speaking? Great. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None opposed. Ceremonial motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, for working on that. All right. I know that I already moved on from the grants or publicity announcement. I realized I didn't actually talk about the publicity stuff. Would anyone be interested in creating a press release for announcing our grant awards?
When does it need to be ready?
Sooner than later, but I guess there's not really a deadline.
If there's not a hard, fast deadline, Andrea, I'll sign up.
Thank you, Tamar. That would be great. And I guess
I just wanted to ask a question. The process hasn't changed really. We use the same the same document that we used before. We just update what grants we're awarding.
Yeah, unless Tamara wants to get fancy with it.
Yeah, we could write something new, Joe.
Okay,
A refresher.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. You know what? You could mention things about the cultural district. You could mention the public input meeting. But yeah, at the very least, send out a press release announcing our grant awards for this year. And unless anyone wants to work on graphics, I can update it. All right, and invitations, I think that was all of them except for City of Fitchburg has, the clerk's office has sent all the boards and commissions a workshop on Know Your Responsibilities training from the Massachusetts Office of the Inspector General's Academy. They will review fiduciary duty and board member responsibilities, the basics of Mass open meeting law and public records law, fraud awareness and prevention, making meetings more efficient and effective. On Monday, March 25th from 5 to 8 p.m. Seating is limited. I'm planning on going. I want to invite the rest of y'all if you would be interested in attending. I think it would be good for us.
What time is it? It's
5
Monday the 25th at,
5 to 8 p.m.
and where?
Right here at the Legislative Building.
Oh, great.
Audrey, I'm not sure if I'm available for that at the moment, but I did just want to point out for the chair that if we do have a quorum of members present for this session, we do need to make that known to the public 2 days in advance.
Good to know.
And I can coach you on that. And there's nothing wrong with them being there. It's just we need to make that known to the public that there will be quorum.
Excellent. All right. So, everyone, all the members of the council that are interested, let me know so that if it becomes a quorum, I can post an agenda for that. All right. Upcoming events. Are there any other upcoming events that either FCC or community ones that people want to give a shout out to?
There's the Main Street Studios and Fitchburg Cultural Alliance is doing a regular Tuesday night come and art with us event. It's basically very laid back. Just come in with an art project, or even we have a lot of projects there that you can just come and do something. It's really about building community and social, and it goes from, I think it's from 5 to 7, and it's happening now. So I'm going to go
Right now.
there after this.
Excellent. And that's every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday, yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else? For the 01420 week, if you have a program that's happening February 14th through 20th, sign up. You can look up 01420 week. You'll find the URL. And if you need to request funding for your program, the deadline for that is March 1st. Did you have something, Joe?
I did not.
Okay. All right. Great, guys. I hope to see you at the Club Expo. Fitchburg Creative is also, they're doing a Beats on Leap at Main Street Studios on Leap Day, where it's a celebration of beat makers. And then there's also a Dream It Created Grant Award ceremony and Fitchburg Creative annual celebration. That'll be on Wednesday, March 13th. And then there's also Words You Can See, which will be at the Art Museum Sunday in March. I forget what the date it is right now, but it'll be regional hip-hop artists showing off their music videos and talking about the meaning behind their songs. And I think those are all the events that I have in my head right now.
motion to adjourn?
Motion by Joe to adjourn,
Second?
second by Shara. Anyone speaking on the matter? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.